Welcome, everyone. It is the live stream, and he's back. President-reject Trump is back. He talked today for 45 minutes. I didn't even know about it. I saw Caitlin Collins commenting about it on Twitters, and I said, okay, well, we've got to do a live stream. So, all right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is American Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody else. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. You had yours in October. Happy Belgian Thanksgiving. Happy Chad Thanksgiving. Happy all Thanksgivings. Black Friday coming up. Happy Black Thanksgiving. Black Friday. Everybody have a Thanksgiving. Let's get right into the guy, the president. He was talking. I understand he even takes questions from reporters, so it's a big thing. This is a huge day. It's kind of hot in here. Okay. Big news, I caught COVID. I didn't even have anyone over for Thanksgiving. That's how contagious this is, people. My parents, come here. Come, get over here. Okay, that's better. I was talking to my dad yesterday. My dad wrote to me, said, hey, let's talk about the Verizon bill, because I'm on the Verizon, and he wants to know how much he owes on the Verizon bill. I said, I'm working on it. I got to call Verizon, because Verizon to give him the credit for the $400 for the iPhone. Kevin Lee Dotted. So Kevin Lee Granddad calls up. He's like, so what about the Verizon? Hey, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? And I was like, nothing. I'm staying home. He says, oh, we're having people over, and then it's Friday. People are coming, and then we're coming over Saturday. No, what are you doing? Oh my God! So I had to get in touch with Kevin Lee's sister, who's a nurse, to call him. So hopefully that's all worked out. Kevin Lee's son's going to go see him, but Kevin Lee's son's going to sit outside. They can sit inside where it's warm. I just can't. But here's the thing: if you watch Fox News. My dad used to be fairly liberal, child of the 60s, etc. He used to be a fairly liberal guy, and new mom, she's pretty liberal. She's very liberal. But if you watch a few minutes of Fox and Friends, you think that it's not about the COVID, it's about the tyranny. Don't tell us not to. Well, it's only 2 people. So I had to send them Dr. Fauci saying, hey, do not have anything inside. Do not do it. Dr. Gupta at the UW saying, avoid at all costs anything inside. Meanwhile, you got the Supreme Court saying, like, yeah, go ahead, have mass gatherings. Literally, mass gatherings. Congratulations, David, on being first. All right, let's get into it. Here's President-reject Trump.
Hello, everybody.
Let's turn him up.
People over there, thank you very much. Real honor. You tell me whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
This is C-SPAN. I don't know if anybody else covered it. All the news shows are airing reruns today because it's Thanksgiving. Nobody's at the office. So let's see. I'm going to turn the volume up a lot and play him and see what it sounds like for you guys.
Ready? Well, I'm thrilled to be on.
You guys can hear it, looks like, and I'll try and make myself hear. There we go, and let's give it a shot.
Line with heroic members of the United States military, incredible people. I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. We're going to have a great year. We have a year coming up. The foundations are ready for one of the best years we've ever had. We have with us 6 units deployed all across the world, representing every branch of the armed forces. Many of you are very far from home, but today we hope you know that millions of American families are praying in gratitude for the sacrifices you make and the incredible, absolutely incredible job you do. As president, I want to personally express my profound thanks to each and every one of you for your devoted service to our nation. Our nation is doing very well. It's the highest honor of my life to serve as your commander-in-chief. Representing the Army today, I want to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Timothy
And I wish you hadn't rejected me, and it makes me so sad.
Red Hair and the United States Army 36th Infantry Division, tremendous people. From your base in Kuwait, you support our fight against radical Islamic terrorism and help combat Iranian aggression. We salute you. Thank you very much. And you'll say perhaps a few words in a little while. We appreciate.
Okay, this is one of those, we're going to talk to the different branches of the military. This is what they sometimes do on the Thanksgiving. Sometimes at Thanksgiving, they go to the military bases and they, pass out turkey or whatever to the folks coming through the line. Dr. Leah says the facility she's in a long-term care facility. It's going on lockdown tomorrow. I know there was COVID in there. Let us know what the COVID count is right now, Dr. Leah, where you are.
Appreciate it very much, Timothy. From the Marines, we have Special Purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force based in Kuwait, which conducts crisis response throughout the Middle East. Colonel Andrew Pridey, your
This C-SPAN, it pauses on its own.
warriors bring the fight straight to the enemy so that American families can sleep soundly at home. We've been building up our military. We spent $2.5 trillion in the last 3.5 years. And we've never had anything
And we gave you guys $1,200. So,
like it in terms of equipment and all of the elements that we put together. Space Force, we're very proud of. Brand new. Nobody thought that could happen. So,
no one thought that could happen. What are you talking about? You could create 20 forces if you want to. Who said it couldn't happen? You could have Marine Force if you wanted to. Actually.
we spent $2.5 trillion, all new tanks and missiles and rockets, and everything is tippy-top. Nobody thought we could ever get there.
That's how I would describe the military. Tippy-top. We want a
Done it
tippy-top
quickly.
military.
Most of the equipment is there. Much of it is there. Most of it's coming. The rest of it's coming in over the next, I would say, 6 months to 12 months.
We have the
All
Elite
made in
Strike
the
Force
USA, which is very good.
with Rudy Giuliani.
But every American owes you a debt of thanks, and we appreciate it. Also with us are men and women of the U.S. Navy aboard the USS Winston Churchill. It's a beauty. Led by Commander Timothy Shanley. You're deployed in the Red Sea, where you deter terrorists, defend freedom of navigation, and escort ships through the
I'm waiting to hear him screw up a lot.
Strait of Hormuz.
Hormuz.
Your magnificent ship is
The
a
Straits of
powerful symbol of
Hormuz.
peace through strength. And that's what we have now is peace through strength. You look at what's going on.
How
No
can you
wars.
be
They say,
75 years old
wow,
and not...
President, 4 years, no wars. We stopped wars, and we won, as you
Hormuz.
know, 100% of the ISIS caliphate in Syria, Iraq. We've done it.
The Hormuzes were going to invade. Canada was thinking of coming down. I shut down the border with Canada. A lot of people said it couldn't be done. Why are you doing this? And I said, you know what? I'm going with my gun. We don't want the meese coming over the board. All the mooses, the meese, the moxin. And I also invented amoxicillin to take care of the COVID and cure the China virus.
Good job. Welcome as well to everyone at Ali Al Salam Air Base in Kuwait, including Major Tommy Rutherford and the 386 Expeditionary Logistics Readiness Squadron. Thank you very much, Tommy.
Just the way
Your mission-
he has to read word by word. There's no inflection over the course of a sentence. There's no up and downs. It's just, yeah. Best place to watch, chat, YouTube.com. A lot of people are watching YouTube. Twitter, I use Twitter. Kevin Lee Father, brought to you by all my supposers. And I thanks for the fact check for a lot of fake fact checks.
To support our soldiers on the ground and deliver precious cargo where it needs to go, including transporting 18 tons of medical equipment during the China virus pandemic. Keep up the outstanding work. Great job you've done. I hear all about it. It's amazing work you do. From the United States Space, and this is a very important thing to me, the Space Force, because
I want to hear more about the spacing, ding.
it's 75 years
Hey, Rich.
since the Air Force. This is the first one, new branch, the United States Space Force. We're joined by Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeyer and the 11th Space Warning Squadron. That sounds great. At Buckley Air Force Base in Colorado.
That
You
does
keep
sound
watch
great.
around the world to detect missile launches, space launches, and nuclear detonations. While
I mean, it's too bad we didn't have something like that before, some sort of northern radar air detection. You could call it NORAD. You know, that you could make that part of Space Force, because that never existed for the last 6 decades. You know, my dad worked on NORAD. It's manning, like, missile detection satellite things up in Canada.
providing critical intelligence. All of you are pioneers in the newest branch of our armed forces. And again, it's very special to me, that new branch, because that was something that I felt was necessary. And
Thank
I
you,
never said
Dennis.
it during a campaign. I said it after I became president. I saw what was happening with China and Russia and others. And it's really something. So we're very proud of it. Finally, we have with us members of the U.S. Coast Guard, Port Security Unit 308 under Captain Gennaro Rocco. You're joined.
I've decided, since I'm the only one around, sorry, I shouldn't say that. There's the main house, and there's the little guest house where we're privileged to be able to put our stuff. Heavenly Daughter is here today. Everybody else is gone. The nice family, the proprietors, they're gone. But I decided today, since I'm the only non-vegan in the house, that I should do my duty and eat everything I see. Just so that it'll feel like there's a whole bunch of people here, because there'll be so much food gone at the end of the day. So that's what I'm doing.
With us from Guantanamo Bay, where you secure our coastal waters, combat drug traffickers, escort vessels, and protect our forces in the region. On American shores and beyond, the Coast
In the state
Guard
of
has
Hormuz.
always made America proud. I want to tell you, I was here 2 years ago in Texas. You saved thousands and thousands of people.
I'd like to thank
That
everyone
was
on the
incredible.
love boat, Captain
What the Coast
Stubbing.
Guard has done, and now we have
July.
all new ships coming to the Coast Guard. Yet old ships, and they were as good as they could be, but they were very old. And now you have brand
Andy
new
Zake,
Coast Guard
the
ships,
bartender.
and it's my honor to have gotten them for you today. I send you the love, gratitude, respect, and prayers of our entire nation once again.
Did anybody from Love Boat go on to bigger and better things? Not that the Love Boat wasn't great. And Isaac, Neil, what was his name? Somebody Washington? Did anybody from that get on, besides being a guest star on Murder, She Wrote every 3 episodes?
And I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving.
And in the
You're doing
center
an
square,
incredible job, and your country is doing well. We just set a record in the stock market, over 30,000 in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Over 30,000. Think of that. Nobody ever thought we were going to hit that.
no, everyone thought we would.
During a pandemic, the whole world is suffering this tremendous pandemic. Not
Well,
just
we've
us,
turned the
the
corner,
world.
so.
And it doesn't. You wouldn't know that to listen to the
Gopher!
news reports, but the whole world.
Gopher, that's who I was trying to think of, is Gopher. What, did Gopher go on to do bigger and better things? I like Gopher.
World is suffering, and we are rounding the curve. The vaccines are being delivered literally. It'll start next week and the week after, and it'll hit the frontline workers and
Which
seniors.
one was Ted
and,
Lang?
doctors, nurses, a lot of people going to start, and we're going very quickly. 2 companies already announced, a 3rd one coming up, and a 4th and 5th one coming up soon also. So it's some people have called it a medical.
Okay, it was Isaac Washington, but he played Isaac, right? The bartender was Isaac, and he played Isaac Washington. Oh, Gopher did go to Congress. That's what happened. Okay. Thank you, Leslie.
Really a miracle. It could have taken 4 or 5 years to do this. Normally it probably
Oh, Ted Lang was Isaac Washington. Okay, the bartender's name was Isaac Washington. Okay. Now, yeah, it's a long time.
would have taken.
Here's the thing. I was talking about this the other day with you guys. It's not the thing. I'm very happy that I'm now. I can say my Heavenly Daughter. Let me finish a sentence. Heavenly Daughter will ever say something like, "Hey, what was that movie about?" What was Say Anything about? And I can say, you know what? It was a good movie. I don't remember a whole lot about it except the boombox. Let's watch it again. And I get to relive the movie, the enjoyment of watching it for the first time, all over again.
In 4 or 5 years, just getting it through the FDA. We pushed it very hard. But I want to thank you all. I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And let's, maybe if we could start, anybody would like to raise their hand, go ahead. We'll start with you.
Oh, he's watching monitors. He's got Zoom monitors. Everybody liked Vicky Stubing, if you know what I mean.
Sir, good evening, Mr. President.
Can you jump ahead here?
We have Lions counter illicit traffic.
So much, you know, when we...
Super excited to talk to you today as well. Two folks I wanted to highlight.
Unfortunately, Dr. Howard, I remember all of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That was monumental. There's the movies like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or Star Wars or like the movies that really affected you as kids. Maybe that's a grade of a movie. Is it a masterpiece or is it a blockbuster or is it movies that you haven't seen in so long? Vicky was his daughter. Movies you haven't seen in so long, and yet you were like, oh yeah, I remember that. And then he puts his foot on, and the Porsche go, yeah. And then they go, movies like that, or he's staring at Sunday in the Park with George, that you remember all of that. I mean, I can tell you what happens in Ferris Bueller start to finish, and I haven't seen it in forever. Back to the Future, same thing. Is that a masterpiece? Is that a cinematic? What would you call that? What's the difference between that and then another movie? For example, No Way Out with Kevin Costner. I don't want to give you any spoilers, but I think it was the third time that I rewatched it that I was like, wait a minute. Classic. Yeah, okay, we'll call it a classic. So something like that. So Ferris Bueller's Day Off, classic. What are the other? Breakfast Club, classic. Pretty in Pink, not classic. There's things I don't remember about Pretty in Pink. Breakfast Club, I could sit down and jot the entire movie out. No Way Out was a great movie the first 3 times for me. On Twitch, you can do Amazon Watch Party. Yeah, Amazon owns Twitch. Interesting. So for example, if we went on Twitch and I said, hey guys, let's watch Breakfast Club. We could all watch Breakfast Club together and have a chat going at the same time, like a Twitch party chat thing. Goonies. Is Goonies a classic? I have to think about what... yeah, we should do that, Lizzie. We should pick some Amazon movies and watch them together. There's some good series on Amazon, too. Patriot. If you guys haven't watched Patriot on Amazon yet, watch Patriot. It is amazing. Netflix does that too, but you just can't stream it to YouTube. Yeah, I don't know that does Netflix let you do this kind of thing too? Because I was thinking, if I really wanted to watch something with somebody else, I could show it to them, put it somewhere, but I guess it's just Amazon. Because YouTube, even if you put something up that's copyrighted for yourself, they'll still say, no, you can't do that. Broadcast news, for me, not a classic. For you, might be a classic. I don't know that Goonies classifies as a classic for me. Yeah, Amazon owns Twitch. They bought them, and hopefully they're doing well with it. Suppression. What is Suppression? I started watching Roadkill, which is a British series on Masterpiece. You can get Masterpiece for free for a week on Amazon. It's also on your local PBS station, so if you have something to record that you can watch, but you can catch up the first couple episodes of Roadkill. I know a couple of you have been watching that as well. And so far, enjoyable. Contact, the movie with Jodie Foster. I can tell you most of what happens in that movie. I can't say I enjoyed it all that much, though, so I don't know that it's a... I didn't like the ending. No, I remember Contact now, and no. Casino was terrible. Get out of here, Chuck. No, I didn't like Casino at all. I don't know what Buy Not is, so I can't... Okay, what's Suppression on? How do we find Suppression? A teleparty on Netflix. Okay, you can have a teleparty, but can we interact like this on can we do like a Zoom thing where we're all talking and we're watching a movie, which is annoying. Goodfellas classic. I own Goodfellas. Suppression. What is suppression on? See, I told you. I don't know what you told me at random, but sure. Fear and Loathing. I can't say that I've ever seen Fear and Loathing. It's Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, right? Oh, okay. It's a chat box though. You can't like do this. Like we couldn't. But on Twitch, we could do this, right, Lizzie? We could be like, I'm here, and you could be on your webcam, and there's another webcam, and we're all watching the movie. Yeah? Prestige is pretty decent. Yeah, Prestige. I can't say that I remember front to back, but I only saw it one time, and I really enjoyed it. There's a service called TV Bunny or something like that. I could ask Kevin Daughter. I don't think she's in here, but Gangs of New York, good movie. I wouldn't call it a classic though, because I'd have if I watch it again, I'd be like, oh, I don't remember that part. Succession. What? Yeah, Succession's a series on HBO, I think, or was it HBO? Yeah, it's HBO. It's really good. But I think they were trying to spell Biden. Bernard. President-elect Bernard. Maverick. God. Fiddler on the Roof. Yeah, no, I could do Fiddler on the Roof back and forth, but I was in the play, so. Harry Met Sally. Definite classic. Not a question there. Let's listen to a little bit more of Trump here, and you guys can think about that. Succession. Yeah, no, we've watched Succession, Green Room, and it's fantastic.
Could not be here with us today. These two units lost individuals during this rotation, which was Sergeant Ouellette and Senior Airman Fan. Great Americans, one from each of the units that's represented here, and your conversation with us is a great morale boost, so much appreciated for you doing that, sir.
Don't know that
I appreciate it. I love doing it, actually, and I'm very proud of it because we've spent so much,
Oh, Sound of Music, classic, not a question.
When we took over, our military was very depleted. You know that very well. You know it probably better than most with the Air Force because the planes were old, they were tired, and now you have all brand new F-35s coming and others.
I can't decide on Titanic, guys. Titanic, Dirty Dancing, never saw it. Come on. I have a penis. Boondock Saints, never saw it, but I've heard it's good. Hold on. I was the Russian soloist in Fiddler because nobody else could hit those notes, and I hadn't hit puberty yet. Gone with the Wind, never seen it.
And your tank.
Wizard of Oz, classic. But I think we've all seen, as kids, we all saw the Wizard of Oz enough times that it's ingrained in our brain. We can't really get rid of it. But yeah, I mean, classic anyway.
Tankers, your bombers, the whole thing, they're all coming. Hopefully we never have to use it for war, but we're better prepared than we ever have been. When I came in 4 years ago, hard to believe, almost 4 years ago, we were in sad shape, and now we're in phenomenal shape. Have you seen the difference in the
we were not in sad shape.
Equipment over the last couple of years?
Absolutely, sir. Definitely.
I don't know what he's going to say to that.
Yeah. We went from old planes to brand new planes, from planes that were very visible to stealth.
Singing in the Rain, fantastic movie. I don't see, that's a classic in and of itself. I can't tell you necessarily what happens in the plot line, but that wasn't the point of it.
Well, you can't see them. Stealth helps. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir. If you can't see it, you can't hear it.
It's very. I don't know much about what you do, but I know if you can't see it, I like it better.
That is true. Trump is correct. Trump does not know much about what he does.
Anyway, thank you very much. And Tommy, thank you for doing a great job. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
There's other movies that I know it really endeared themselves to me, like Local Hero. That I'm like, it's a guy, and he's oil, and he's in Ireland or Scotland, possibly Wales. Oh, Waking Ned Devine. Waking Ned Devine is an amazing movie. Speaking of Wales, if you have seen that, Once Upon a Time in the West, I'm going to write that down. Hold on. Waking Ned Devine, guys. You know what? I'm going to take this off my phone. I'm going to go right to email so I can hold on a second here. Once Upon a Time in the West. I can do this. For those of you watching for the first time, usually we're more concentrating on the news and the focus, but it's Thanksgiving, so we're taking our time, and I'm grateful that people are coming up with these, and we have discussions like this from time to time. Usually we reserve this sort of stuff for just when we're just having a random chat, but you're welcome to join in. If you're watching, hop in, whatever platform you're on. If you chat or comment in that platform, for example, if you're on Facebook, if you make a comment, that will go over there with all those other comments, so you'll be part of the chat. I was looking for a word, but I couldn't find it, but I don't care. It's Thanksgiving. The Grinch, classic. Both the Jim Carrey version and the original cartoon, classic. The newer cartoon was terrible. Absolutely terrible. A year ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was. But there was another cartoon Grinch. So bad. Oh, all the Hitchcock stuff. Sure. Yeah. And those are stuff like Psycho, for example. You have to pay attention to the plot line. So yes, I could tell you what happens in Psycho because it's interesting. You couldn't really remember it without all of that. In the Heat of the Night. I don't know that I've ever seen that. And I know how you tell a classic. Here's a standard that you could. Oh, Untouchables is great. Here's a standard that you can classify as a classic. When you're looking for something and you're like, oh boy, we should watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Classic. And you're like, okay, great. What's it on? And you ask your Roku or whatever, or you type in, how can I watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? And all that comes up are rentals for $2.99. That it's not on a movie service anywhere, that's a classic. I don't think you can just watch When Harry Met Sally. You have to pay for Harry Met Sally. That's what makes it a classic. Shawshank, yeah. Every once in a while, like it might be on an HBO or something like that, but you're also paying for that service, which I know we pay for Netflix. By the way, Netflix is raising its prices. I'm not happy about that. I already pay too much. I don't watch that much Netflix. Does anybody know a Masterpiece? Not a Masterpiece in terms of a good thing, but on Masterpiece, I've got Masterpiece until Saturday. So is there something I should watch on Masterpiece that's spectacular?
So now we're going to a special place in my
Oh,
heart,
Elf.
Space Force, because nobody even thought.
Elf that I never saw until a couple years ago. Elf is fantastic. I love it. Elf is my favorite. I have more than the basic package on Netflix. I've got the one because my family can all watch. So it's like $16.99 or something, and it's 4K. I don't even care about the 4K because honestly, I can't tell the difference. My 1080 TV versus a 4K TV.
Thought about Space Force. And,
honestly, once you get to 720, I was watching a 720 TV for a couple of years before I even realized it was a 720.
I looked at it and I said, we're going to have to come up, we're going to have to
Are they in space right now? I can't understand what they're saying at all.
do something because I look at what China was
Mockingbird is fantastic.
doing and Russia was doing, others are thinking about doing. And I want to just thank you very much. Is Matt there? Matt?
Mr. President, good afternoon and happy Thanksgiving. This is Lieutenant Colonel Matt Lohmeyer, commander of the 11th Space Warning Squadron. You can't see everyone in the room, but we've got a number of others here.
Usual Suspects is a fantastic movie, and that's another one where I think you have to pay to watch it.
Grateful for the opportunity to wish you and the First Lady a happy Thanksgiving.
This is just the C-SPAN feed. I'm sorry.
And also want to thank you. You've already said what we do, which is provide strategic and theater missile warning for the nation and our allies. But want to thank you personally for your advocacy for an independent Space Force so that could become a reality.
Yeah, I read this. I back in January I was saying I actually I wrote to Stephen King on Twitter, and I was like, so is this Captain Trips? What's going on here? The Stand is a good book.
While we serve, we're very grateful for that. We're making great progress that I don't.
Operational commitments.
It's an honor. We want to thank you very much. Waves we saw, especially, and thank you. I will say this, the Coast Guard, nothing and no stock has gone up higher than Coast Guard, the stock in the Coast Guard, the reputation of the Coast Guard, the job you've done on the hurricanes. And I think people didn't appreciate it as much as they do now. I can tell you that.
I think
it's gone very high.
First off, there is no stock on the Coast Guard. Secondly, haven't we all always liked the Coast Guard? Like, I'm on a boat. I need rescuing. Coast Guard is here. Yay! Did we not like them before this? Before Trump?
What you've done in Texas and in Florida in particular, in Puerto Rico, the job you did in Puerto Rico, and you go out there in those monster waves that are dangerous as can be, even with the new boats and the new ships, then nothing's meant for the kind of waves we saw, especially in Texas. And you went out there and you did your job and you saved thousands of lives, as I said. And
their boats are specifically built for those types of waves.
I'm very proud of the Coast Guard, so I want to really call it out. Thank you very much. Very proud of you.
You guys keep talking about movies. I'm going to see if this might be on the YouTube or something, so we can get a different feed of this, because it's clicking in my ears too. I don't know if it goes through to you guys, but it's pretty annoying. Let me see if I can find another one. See if the White House had a feed on this as well. Okay. Nope. Oh, you know what? Everybody got the same feed. Everyone's got the blue flashes. Sorry, guys.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great Thanksgiving, and don't eat too much turkey. Thank you. Thank you very much.
4 claps and the double in your face.
Thank you. And don't eat too much turkey. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Is this a signal? When I give you the signal, get me the turkey. I don't know if the flashing goes on, but we can find out
today. And I told Kelly yesterday.
Yeah, this the whole time.
That this election have to really take a look at what's going on. Waves that are dangerous as can be, even with Thanksgiving, and don't eat too much turkey. Thank you. Thank you very much.
See, this is the pool feed, and the pool feed had a problem. So I don't know what. Oh, I wonder if doing this will do anything for it. Hold on, I might be able to do a trick around this, guys. That at least will protect our eyes somewhat. Give me a second here. Let's do this. Let's do. I can put a. Hold on. Okay, here we go. See if I can put enough of a hue on it to counteract the effects of the blue. It'll be weird to watch, but it won't be flashing. Let's see if that works.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanksgiving.
Mr. President, do you have any big plans for your last Thanksgiving at the White House?
It's not helping.
Well, we don't know what.
I'm trying to stop it on one of the flashes.
If you look at what's going on, you have to really take a look at what's going on.
Take a look at what's going on.
Plans for your last Thanksgiving at the White House?
Well, we don't know what.
There it is. Hold on, I'll take the filter off and you guys will see what it looks like. It's nothing. It's that's it. That's a standard cyan. That's just What I think what probably happens is one of the cables was loose, the blue cable, or the red or the green. It's not RPG, but this is your standard cyan. So the green, yeah, red, but it's a composite feed, and that's the blue of the composite. Fox News broadcast it. Hold on. Yeah, they would have. Yeah, we I think we can do that. Good call. Thank you, Leslie. Hold on. Well, you only watched the first 5 minutes of it, though. Let me go to Fox News, and typically I can rewind. Special report. Okay. Let's rewind and go back, because this didn't take place too long ago. No, the HD feed, the composite cables.
Is Somalia.
Here we go.
And she said, I'm here to vote.
Perfect. Thank you.
Pennsylvania meeting. Everything else is on our side. Tremendous discrepancy.
Here we go.
I won almost.
Week of December.
I understand the president is about to speak right now, so I'll send it back to you, Mike.
Kristen Fisher leading us off. Let's go to the White House where we have tape play out of the president speaking. Let's listen in.
So bad in Georgia. They don't want to show us signatures. The reason they don't want to show us signatures is very simple, because we will find thousands and thousands. It's a very close race. It's hair thin. But we'll find thousands and thousands of discrepancies, fraud. Why they aren't wanting to show those signatures is amazing.
It doesn't matter. The signatures have been separated from the ballots. You can't match. You can say like, oh, we found a signature that doesn't match. All right. Where's the ballot for that signature? Who'd that signature vote for? We don't know. There's no way to tell. We have a secret ballot in the United States. So looking at the signatures, completely useless this time. And signatures, of course, are subjective. So you can look at the signature. By the way, Georgia does match signatures. More than a third of the states don't care. Once you've already gotten the ballot, you've applied for it, you've applied to vote, those are your signatures. It's been checked at least twice. But your actual vote doesn't get rejected in more than a third of the country, more than a third of the states, I should say, because your signature isn't quite right. And many of the states have gone to two people have to reject it before it's actually rejected, because a ton of voters get disenfranchised, especially as you get elderly and you have difficulty signing your name. And that shouldn't be the case. The Founding Fathers said you have the absolute right to vote, except if your signature changes over time. So he wants to match the signatures. It wouldn't do anything. It's completely moot. But in their lawsuit, at least in Sidney Powell's lawsuit, she wants to throw out the entire election. The entire election. She wants to nullify the entire election in Georgia, and then force Governor Kemp to declare Trump the winner. Just because, you can do that. Home Alone is a classic.
They're doing recounts, and even in the recount, they found thousands of votes that were off. But now we want to look at the signatures.
The votes weren't off. They just hadn't been added to the total. The votes were fine. The recount itself matched the number of votes, the paper ballots, with the number counted by these Dominion machines that were so evil they could change the vote. They all matched up perfectly. And when there were errors, it was people counting the ballots rather than the machine counting the ballots. The machines did a fantastic job counting the ballots.
And you will find tens of thousands of false ballots, forged ballots. You'll see it all over. You're going to see a lot of it. And you go to Pennsylvania. You saw the meeting we had yesterday with Pennsylvania. You saw people come up. They went to vote, and they said, no, you can't vote. Somebody else already sent in a ballot. And a woman. But this is happening tens of thousands of times.
This was somebody's mother. And apparently this has happened tens of thousands of times. And yet we had one lady talking about her mother it happening to. And they allowed her to vote with a provisional ballot. So is it enough to swing the election? Are they going to find 60, 70,000, 80,000 people who say that somebody said I voted, but I didn't vote? And then if that's the case, what do? You throw out Pennsylvania? Well, that's fine. Then Biden only needs to get 260 votes. and he goes from 306 to what, 286, he's still president.
I think it was 600 and some odd thousand, 687,000 fraudulent votes cast in Pennsylvania.
No, that's not the number of fraudulent votes cast in Pennsylvania. It's just a made-up number.
And I will tell you, if you look at the State House now, the Republican State House, they're starting to see what's going on there. But they've really known it for a long time. Then you go to Michigan, and you look at what happened in Wayne County and Detroit. I went through a list. I won almost every county, and you see it, almost every, by 78%, 72%, 68%, going through the list. Then you get to Wayne, and something happened.
Yeah, a lot of Democrats voted.
Tremendous numbers. You saw the canvassers. They refused to sign their document because they said, we can't sign a fraudulent
They didn't. They did sign it.
document. Horrible things went on. That's in
No, 260. If Pennsylvania goes away, then the number becomes 260.
Wayne County, Detroit. But you look at the votes that were just tabulated, and they were left today. Look at all the counties. I won almost all of them, except Detroit was so egregious. It was phony.
Yeah, you don't win by most counties. It's not how the system works.
Look at what's going on in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, they're finding tremendous discrepancy. You just take a look at that. Tremendous discrepancy. And elsewhere.
I haven't heard of any discrepancy in Wisconsin. So
we're going to see what happens.
I don't know. I haven't. Has anyone heard of something happening in Wisconsin? Because I'd like to take a look at what happens.
But you can't have somebody.
What's statistically impossible? I've looked at all this. Every time I see statistically impossible, I look, and the statistics make complete sense.
Assume office, and already they want to get rid of America first. I mean, they want to get rid of America first. They don't want America first. You know why? Because China
You know why? Because it doesn't mean anything.
doesn't want it. China expressed their wish, please get rid of America first. And the Biden administration said, oh, that's okay, we'll get rid of America first. No, we don't want to get rid of America first. We want to put America first.
Well, the people voted, and they want to get rid of America first, whatever the hell that means.
And other countries should put themselves first, too, and I tell them that all the time. But we don't want to get rid of it. So I don't know what is going to happen. I know one thing, Joe Biden did not get 80 million votes. And I got
He did.
74 million, but there were many ballots thrown away, so I got much more than that. But I got 74 million. 74 million is 11 million more than I got last time. It's millions more than Ronald Reagan got when he won all. He won 49 states, I guess. He won 49 states, yes.
And the population hasn't changed since 1984 at all. And right now we are living in 1984.
And it's millions more than Hillary Clinton got. Joe Biden did not get, and by the way, Joe Biden did not beat Barack Obama with the black vote. Didn't beat him, okay? But they have him as beating him. And if you look at the numbers are false. The numbers are corrupt. It was a rigged election, 100%, and people know it.
That right there is the perfect example of a false number. A 100% rigged election. You can't start arguing math and then say something like it's a 100% rigged election. Because if it was 100% rigged...
That's why you have people marching all over the United States right now. They know it was a rigged election. And look at what's happening in Georgia. A lot of things are being found in Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
And they are absolutely against showing. I mean, it's a sad thing. They don't want to show signatures. It can be solved if you show signatures. But you're going to find out the people that signed aren't the people that are supposed to be signing. You're going to find that the people that signed those
They've been checked 3 times.
envelopes, they didn't do the ballots, envelopes. And then somebody said maybe the envelopes were thrown out.
No.
There's tremendous fraud here.
No, the envelopes are not thrown out.
If you look at, wait just one second, if you look at 10 o'clock in the evening, you saw what happened. Then you had these massive dumps. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. You have
No, it happens in every single election.
Dominion, which is very, very suspect to start off with. Nobody knows the ownership. People say the votes are counted in foreign countries. No, and much worse than that, by the way.
Oh, well, since people say it.
With Dominion. So You know, Dominion is also partially based in Canada, but it's based in other countries too.
And Colorado. I mean, the U.S. headquarters are in Colorado.
And nobody knows where the votes, but you know, Canada refuses to use Dominion. Canada uses paper ballots.
Yeah.
So think of it, they're based in Canada, and Canada refuses to use them. They're
Right.
smart.
Right.
They use paper
Yes. That is correct.
ballots because paper ballots are the only thing, frankly, the only thing that really you're going to get an accurate tab on.
And the Democrats have tried to pass them 5 times in the last 2 years. And they've been held up in the Senate by Mitch McConnell every single time. If only you were in the same political party as Mitch McConnell. If only you had his phone number.
Because those machines are fixed, they're rigged. You can press Trump and the vote goes.
By the way, you want to wait a while for election results? Take 180 million votes and count them by hand with paper. Do that for a while.
To Biden.
This is from today, yeah.
All you have to do is play with a chip. And it's down, it's shown all the time. All you have to do is play with a chip. And they played with a chip, especially.
And in every recount that's been done with a Dominion machine, in every hand recount, the numbers have matched up exactly. The Dominion machines didn't make any mistakes.
Especially in Wayne County, in Detroit.
Yeah.
You take a look. In Philadelphia, you take a look. We've had excellent meetings with senators from Pennsylvania, Republican senators and others, and they're seeing things.
Only Republican senators, not others. Only Republican senators.
They knew it was dishonest, but they didn't know it was this dishonest. No, and you'll see it all. You'll see it all. So we'll see. Speaking of Georgia, I'll be going there. I spoke with the 2 great senators. They're great senators, Kelly and David. I'll probably be going on Saturday. We're looking for a site. We're going to have a tremendous turnout, and we seem to always have a good turnout. The people are very disappointed that we were robbed. We were robbed. I won that by hundreds of thousands of votes. Everybody knows it. You go down the streets, there are Trump-Pence signs all over the place, and we won that by hundreds of thousands, Georgia.
Well, if you have more signs, you win. That's the way it works, right?
So they're disappointed. I don't want them to be disappointed. That'll solve itself. We're finding the votes. Once we get to the signatures, we'll take over 100%. Once we get to signature 100%, we will take over Georgia, and we will get Georgia. But they have to show us the signatures. Stacey Abrams pulled the wool over the Secretary of State. I don't know who he is, but the Secretary of State.
He said he donated to you.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you know, he says that too, but I don't know him. I never met him. I have no idea who he is. All I know is that's the ultimate.
He's the Republicans' Secretary of State who voted for Trump twice. His whole family voted for Trump twice. And now Trump has thrown him under the bus.
You know, I donated to Trump. I respect Trump. I love Trump. I think Trump is great. By the way, we're giving nothing. This guy got played like I've never seen anybody played. Tell him if he donated to Trump, if he likes Trump, let us see the signatures. Why is he not letting us see? There's only one reason you can't see the signatures. That's because there's fraud all over the place.
It wouldn't make any difference. It doesn't matter. There's nothing you can change by looking at the signatures, which, by the way, are verified on multiple occasions.
And even without looking at signatures, as you know, we found thousands of wrong votes. And by the way, always against me. It was not like 50-50. It was always against me.
No.
The other thing, take a look at...
The found votes in Georgia, they all went in Trump's favor. And it wasn't something that was flipped. They just weren't counted in the grand total. But once they found them, they're like, oh, we're missing these votes. Oh, well, let's put them in. Oh, Trump just got 800 more. Oh, Trump got 1,200 more.
Michigan. Take a look at what they did with respect to counties. Every county, 78%, 72%, 76%, 59%, the whole thing.
He just went through those numbers, all of them made up, of course. So is he really pretending he doesn't understand how the counties work?
One after another after another. And then you get to Detroit, and it's like more votes than people.
No.
Dead people voting all over the place.
No.
But anyway, going back to Georgia just for a second. So I'll be going there on Saturday night, and maybe I'll go twice. It's very important that we win those races. These are 2 great people. I know them both very well. They're both great people, and I think the two people, I beat the one gentleman. He ran against a congressional candidate who was an excellent person, frankly, and he didn't even live in the right community, and that's how we won. So now I have to beat him again. He lost as a congressman. He was going for Congress, as you remember, and now against Karen. And now he's running against David. He doesn't deserve to be there. He's a lightweight. And the other one is either a communist or a socialist. I can't figure that one out yet. But
Todd, the Supreme Court can't give the election to Trump. I mean, that's why everybody who knows how it works is saying this is ridiculous. It's over. The Supreme Court doesn't do that. So you may love Trump, Todd, but it's over, and it's time to accept that and move on. And also, Biden hasn't broken any laws, so Trump is not truly brilliant. Everything he says is ridiculous.
he's either a communist or a socialist, probably a communist.
It's very easy to tell the difference.
This is not for Georgia. And I just want to tell my people, don't be disappointed yet, because this race is far from over. But I'm going on Saturday night.
No, it's over.
I'll be in Georgia. We're going to have a tremendous crowd. They're looking for the right site. Probably we'd love to take one of the big stadiums, but you can't because of the COVID. So we'll have an outdoor form of probably an airport. Most likely it's an airport. They're looking for the biggest space. And we'll have, tens of thousands of people show up. But I think it's very important. And then I may go a second time, depending on how they're doing. I may go a second time. But they're two really good people. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Mr. President, if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden on December 14th, will you concede the election?
It's going to be a very hard thing to concede.
The question is, if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden, will you concede?
Because we know there was massive fraud. So as to whether or not I can get this apparatus moving this quickly, because time isn't on our side. Everything else is on our side. Facts are on our side.
They are not.
This was a massive fraud. This should never take place in this country. We're like a third world country. We have machines that nobody knows what the hell they're looking at. I mean, you take a look at all the mistakes they made. Look at even Georgia. Look at all the mistakes they made, and all that
They didn't.
That was as a simple, you press a button. Look at Georgia, all the votes they found just by going, and I said they shouldn't even do it because it doesn't mean anything. They're doing a recount right now in Georgia that is meaningless. The only recount that matters in Georgia is to look at the signatures on the envelope.
That is not a recount.
And you will find that those signatures do not match the people that were many of them, hundreds of thousands of them, hundreds of thousands. And
That's his signature. That's his signature right there.
I only lost by 12,000 votes.
The amount of ballots this year rejected for signature mismatch in Georgia was 0.15%. The amount of ballots rejected in 2018 was 0.15%. They rejected ballots because of signatures at exactly the same ratio as last election, and Trump is saying that somehow fraud. Exactly the same. 0.15% rejection.
I didn't lose. I didn't even like to say I lose.
No, you don't like to say you lose. That's the whole point. That's what's happening here.
I guess we're 11 or 12,000 votes short. That's out of millions and millions of votes.
Yeah.
They just got it over the line. And one of the things that happened.
That's how it works. Georgia was a red state. You were a terrible president. Now it's a blue state.
And I did so well, and I was told this in 2 other states, that they didn't know what to do. They panicked. Take a look at their drops at 3 o'clock and 3:42 in the morning on certain states. They did drops where you're going along like this, and then you have a spike that goes up to the ceiling and down. It's disgraceful.
First off, no spikes go up to the ceiling. Secondly, yes, when certain precincts report the results, you're going to see large amounts. It's just how math works.
We can't let that happen. And I will tell you, in Philadelphia, the Republicans that state
I don't know where Philadelphia is.
House Republicans are very, very upset. And it's sort of appropriate because Philadelphia has become very activist. If you look at what's going on, they don't want that to happen to Pennsylvania, to the state of Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia's become very activist. I remember a king who said that one time.
And it was, I don't even like to use, it was a rigged election.
But sir, just to be clear, if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden, will you concede?
Well, if they do, they made a mistake, because this election
But will you concede?
was a fraud. Just so you understand, this election was a fraud. I mean, they have Biden beating Obama on Obama's vote in areas that mattered in terms of the election, in swing states. And yet he's...
Yeah, but Biden wasn't running against Obama. The population has increased, and you, sir, did such a terrible job that people who haven't voted in decades or who have never voted before got out and voted against you. I'm in California. It didn't matter whether I voted for Biden or not, but I voted for Biden because I wanted to vote against you.
losing to Obama all over.
Why do you think the third parties didn't register at all in this election? Because people are like, I don't like the Democrats that much. I don't like Biden that much. But I am absolutely 100% against this guy.
Over the place. But he's beating Obama in swing states, which are the states that mattered for purposes of the election.
He's not running against Biden, against Obama in the swing states.
So, no, I can't say that at all. I think it's a possibility. They're trying to look between you people. Don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the
Not for long should be the immediate response.
president that way. All right,
You're the president-reject of the United States, sir.
I'm going to go with another question. Go ahead.
So if the Electoral College does elect President-elect Joe Biden, are you not going to leave this building?
Just so you, certainly I will. Certainly I will. And you know that. But I think that there will be a lot of things happening between now and the 20th.
I want to hear what the reporter says.
They don't want that to happen to Pennsylvania, to the state of Pennsylvania. And it was, I don't even like to use, it was a rigged election.
But sir, just to be clear, if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden, will you concede?
Well, if they do, they made a mistake, because this election was a fraud. Just so you understand, this election was a fraud. I mean, they have Biden beating Obama on Obama's vote in areas that mattered in terms of the election, in swing states. And yet he's losing to Obama all over the place. But he's beating Obama in swing states, which are the states that mattered for purposes
That is not true at all, statistically.
of the election. So, no, I can't say that at all. I think it's a possibility. They're trying to look between you people. Don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to. I'm the president of the United States. So, no, I can't say that at all. I think it's a possibility. They're trying to look between you people. Don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way. All right, I'm going to go with another question. Go ahead.
So if the Electoral College does elect President-elect Joe Biden, are you not going to leave this building?
Just so you, certainly I will. Certainly I will. And you know that. But I think that there will be a lot of things happening between now and the 20th of January. A lot of things. Massive fraud has been found. We're like a third world country. We're using computer equipment that can be hacked. They talk about glitches. How many glitches did they find? So a glitch. Oh, gee, we had a glitch, 5,000 votes. In all cases, right? In all cases, the votes went from Trump to Biden. They didn't go from Biden. The glitches were never from Biden to Trump. So they had many glitches. And they said, oh, we had a glitch. A glitch is like the equipment is a little broken. We'll fix it up. No. A glitch is, in this case, we caught them cheating. We caught them stealing. We caught a fraudulent effort to get votes.
Can you guys not see the closed captions? The closed captions are on right now.
And they said, oh, yes, it's true, there was, and there were many of them. But here's the problem. There were probably 10, 20, 30 times that didn't get caught. We just got lucky and caught numerous of them. But what that is very simple. If you look at the glitch means, right? It means, oh, we got caught.
I am using the closed captioning, guys. What? Can you not see the closed? You can see it. Stop asking.
we got caught with the votes. And now, let's just call it a glitch. It wasn't the machinery. And by the way, the machinery, if you look, just take a look anywhere on the internet, you will see many, many people where they're experimenting with this stupid machinery, where
Anywhere on the internet.
you set it a certain way, the votes go from Trump to Biden. If you look at these counties, if you look at Arizona, where I was going to win very easily, I've had the biggest politicians in Arizona say there was no way you lost Arizona. There's no way I lost.
Oh, okay. Well, then since the biggest politicians there say that, all Republican.
Pennsylvania with his anti.
No, the close. Trump was talking so much the closed caption couldn't catch anything.
Fuel and with his anti-fracking and all of the things that they stand against. There was no way. Now, Texas, you all said that I was going to lose Texas by a lot, 4 points. I won Texas by 8 or 9 points, right? I won it very easily. In Wisconsin, you all said I was going to lose, or the polls said, certain polls, Washington Post, ABC, said I was going to lose by 17 points. Think of how dishonest. I thought I was going to win it, and essentially I did win it. It's very, very close. It's very, very close. So we're going to win because they found, by the way, in Wisconsin, they have found massive discrepancy. Just so you understand, massive discrepancy. But they said I was going to lose by 17 points, and I won the state, okay? But it's very close. It shows very close. Whether you say win or lose, it shows very close. But when you look at the massive discrepancy that we'll be revealing, that's already been revealed. Everybody knows it. They just don't want to play it. Between big tech.
I'm part of everyone, and I don't know that at all. The arguments being used right now. I read Sidney Powell's deal last night, like 104 pages. I didn't read it all. I read as much as I could handle before falling asleep. But it's simply ridiculous. And I'm not even a lawyer guy.
And the fake news media. You just put out like this little railroad trade. Now, I think it's not right that he's trying to pick a cabinet, but I can't imagine whether it's courts or legislatures.
It's not right that he's trying to prepare for leading this country.
If you're going to catch hundreds of thousands.
Lisa, this happened like about an hour ago.
Of false ballots. And I'm talking in each state. And just so you understand, many, many more votes that we're talking about that we need. You understand? I'm not saying we caught 23 dead people, but we were short 20,000 votes. No, no. We have tens of thousands votes more than we need in all cases, okay? In all cases. So
well, I wish someone would show us the evidence then. I really do.
I think you're going to see something. I mean, I think it's going to be a very big story. Yeah, please.
Yes, Mr. President.
It's going to be not only a big story, it's the most important story of our time. Yes.
Yes, Mr. President. If Joe Biden takes over the White House on January 21st, will you announce a candidacy for 2024?
Well,
that is an excellent point, Lizzie. 260,000 dead Americans, and this is the biggest story of our time. This election. The fraud, all the dead people voting. How many of that 260,000 dead Americans voted? That's what I want to know.
No, I don't want to talk about 2024 yet.
Will you
because this is far from being. Look. I and the people that work in this are very professional, and all of this stuff is coming. A lot of it came out. If you look at the Philadelphia meeting, if you look at the Pennsylvania meeting yesterday, a lot of it came out. This has a long way to go.
No, someone at that point should say, well, the only thing that came out was one person saying that someone had sent in a ballot for her. Where are the 60,000, 80,000, 120,000 votes you need?
This has a long way to go. You're going to find tremendous fraud. You're going to find fraud of hundreds of thousands of votes per state. You're going to find fraud of many, many times the votes that I need. Again, we're not talking about less votes where...
Who's going to find that? He's telling them they're going to find it?
20 votes, but it doesn't turn the election. No, we're talking about thousands and thousands of votes beyond what we need to turn a state. When you see that...
We'd love to.
I think it's very hard, even for the media, to say that Biden should win the state. And there's no way that Biden got 80 million votes. By the way, The only way he got 80 million votes is through a massive fraud. There's no way that he got 80 million
Can you
votes.
give us a timeline on when you're going to present this evidence of voter fraud you talked about?
Well, it's happening now. I mean, we're in courts, but we're also in front of legislatures, and we're doing very well in front of the states.
Why not present it now?
Mr. President, if you don't think that the presidential election was legitimate, and if you think that it was stolen, what confidence do you expect voters in Georgia to have when they go to the polls to vote for, say, Loeffler or Perdue?
Well, I told them today, I think you're dealing in a very fraudulent system. I think I'm very worried about that. They are tremendous people. Kelly Loeffler, David Perdue are tremendous people. They should be in the United States Senate. They're desperately needed.
They are.
But I told them today,
they're in
I
the
said,
Senate
listen,
already.
you have a fraudulent system. You have a system where the
But if they're such excellent people, they would have gotten the 50% requirement for getting back to the Senate.
flick of a switch or the putting in of a new chip can change the course of history. And
In all of the machines, in the tens of thousands of machines across Georgia, someone flipped all the switches and changed the chips.
you have to be very careful. I read this morning where Stacey Abrams has 850,000 ballots accumulated. Now that's called harvesting. You're not allowed to harvest, but I understand the Secretary of State, who is really, he's an enemy of the people.
Wow.
The Secretary of State, and whether he's Republican or not, this man, what he's done, supposedly he made a deal, and you'll have to check this, where she's allowed to harvest, but in other areas they're not allowed. What kind of a deal is that? They're not allowed to harvest during the
Not
presidential.
supposedly. It never
But
happened.
how can she say she has 850,000 ballots? That would mean that she's got 850,000 ballots for her. That's not
No.
supposed to be happening.
No. First off, she hasn't said that. Secondly, you're an idiot. Thirdly, 850,000 people have already ordered absentee ballots for the election, the runoff election. He's such an idiot. I mean, just look at that face. Look at that face. He's a 74-year-old who wears orange makeup. How did he get in there? That was the fraud.
That's not an election. You know, an election should be a one-day deal. You walk in and you vote. And if you can't do it, if for some reason you're not feeling well or there's a problem, but what they did is they used COVID in order to...
Trump does not walk in and vote. Trump votes by absentee ballot until just very recently. This election, not the primary, he voted absentee ballot.
defraud the people of this country. And the whole world is watching. And the whole world is laughing at our electoral process.
At you.
The whole world is watching.
Well, we do
And it's a
have a
very sad
ridiculous
thing.
electoral
Very
process.
sad thing. And you know what? I've done a lot of things. You just saw Space Force, and you've seen the tax cuts and the regulation cuts and the way we've taken care of the vets and what we've done with Anwar and Alaska and all the different things we've done, more than just about anybody's done, and even though it's 4 years. There are those that say what I'm doing right now is the single most important thing I've ever done. And I think it may be true. It may be true.
Those people are idiots.
The vaccines, and by the way, don't let Joe Biden take credit for the vaccines. If Joe Biden, Joe Biden failed with the swine flu.
Joe Biden has not taken credit
H1N1,
for the
totally
vaccines.
failed with the swine flu. Don't let him take credit for the vaccines, because the vaccines were me, and I pushed people harder than they've ever been pushed before. And we got that approved and through, and nobody...
No vaccine has been approved yet. The first vaccine to come will be from Pfizer. He did not push Pfizer at all. Pfizer invented the vaccine without his help. It's new science, mRNA science. And this process has helped both Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, etc. AstraZeneca has a different process. The Oxford, it's a different process in terms of creating the vaccine. But Pfizer, the first one to actually put that before the FDA for approval, hasn't been approved yet, all on its own.
Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And you got a big resistance in the FDA from years and years of people working there for years and years, different administrations. But the vaccine...
I'm willing to bet you nobody in the FDA was like, nope, we're not going to approve this. If it works and the studies work out and they can prove that it's effective and safe, we're not going to approve. We're just not going to do it. You better do it. Okay.
There are those that say it's one of the greatest things. It's a medical miracle. Don't
Yes,
let
it
anyone
is.
try and take credit for it.
Right, and you are not a medicaler.
But with all of the things I've done,
Did he just say don't let
This-
anyone take
been
credit?
there for years and years, different administrations. But the vaccines there are those that say it's one of the greatest things. It's a medical miracle. Don't let anyone try and take credit for it. But with all of the things I've done,
Don't let anyone try and take credit for it. For all the things I've done. And I got the vaccine done. I pushed hard and pushed against people. They got it done in record time. In record time. Don't let anyone take credit for it.
this could be the most important because there's been voter fraud going on, but never at this scale. Tens of millions of ballots have been sent out to people that didn't
And we're back to the election.
even want them.
Yeah.
Many people, and I know you've heard, many people have received 2, 3, and 4 ballots. And many people have taken
Did they vote 2 or 3 or 4 times?
those 2, 3, and 4 ballots and they voted them. This election was a fraud.
They did not.
It was a rigged election. I mean, I hate to say it, but this was a rigged, at the highest level, it was a rigged election.
The highest level is you.
So we have to figure it out. And yes, I think it's very dangerous for the 2 people that are running against 2 totally unqualified people. And I think it's very dangerous for our nation. And I'll go a step further. I said today, other than the fact that you have all of the eyes and ears, but the media doesn't cover it properly, because the media would, if they saw something wrong, I'm convinced the media would not report it, because you have many things that you know are wrong and you don't report. But if the media
They do report things that are wrong because people watch things that are wrong, and that's how they make money. They sell commercials.
was honest in this country,
Owen, I am not working on it. I have it. I'm not working on it. I will.
which,
I have no excuse. I just haven't done it.
for the most part, they're not. This would never have happened. This has taken place. This fraud has taken place. If the media were honest, this would never, ever have happened. But you have a big election coming.
There's like 3 minutes left to him.
You have a woman or somebody announced 850,000 absentee ballots have already been collected.
Yeah.
850. And I told David Perdue
Already been sent out. They've been sent out, not collected.
today, and I told Kelly yesterday, I said, they're talking about having collected already 800,000 ballots against you. You can't do that. You can't do that. What kind of a race is that? You can't allow that to happen.
No one has collected ballots.
And I'm serious, if the media were honest and if big tech were honest, which it's totally not, it's a terrible thing. That whole Section 230 is a disgrace that they even have it. But big tech is totally dishonest. If the media were honest and big tech was fair, this wouldn't even be a contest. And I would have won by a tremendous amount, And I did win by a tremendous amount, but it hasn't been.
I was waiting for that. Kind of backed himself into a corner there. And I would have won if big tech wasn't so hot. And I did win.
Been reported yet, but people understand what's happened. They know what happened. Yes, please go
You know,
ahead.
of course, it is tradition.
Say it.
You know that it's tradition for previous presidents
That's Caitlin Collins.
to go to the next president's inauguration. So will you attend?
I don't want to say that yet.
But he
I mean, I know the answer. I'll be honest, I know the answer, but I just don't want to say it yet. Look,
She asked if he's going to go to the inauguration.
a thing like this possibly has never happened before, but maybe people just didn't catch it. But we've caught it.
But why don't your attorneys-
We've caught hundreds of thousands of votes.
If I may.
Listen, excuse me. When they don't allow a poll watcher, which is a sacred person in our country, people don't know what a poll watcher is. A poll watcher it's considered sacred in our country.
No.
When they throw them out of rooms,
I don't know which is more sacred, the 30,000 at the stock market or the poll watch. Both things are sacred.
That's not true. They didn't do
sure it
that.
is. And when they put them in pens,
Your attorneys admitted
excuse
they
me,
were-
no,
Yeah, she's now arguing with him, saying that's not true. Your attorney said.
they didn't. My attorneys did not admit anything.
Yeah, your attorneys did. They said there was a non-zero number of people in the room.
And it's all different places. but where they throw them out of counting rooms, where they put them in what's called pens, and they're 20, 30, 40 feet away, and in some cases 200 feet away. When things like that happen, when a woman walks in on November 3rd to vote, a proud woman, and this is by the thousands, tens of thousands, and she said, "I'm here to vote." And they said, "You've already voted, ma'am, I'm sorry." "No, I didn't vote. I wanted to vote on November 3rd. I want to cast my vote in person." "I'm sorry, ma'am, you've already voted. You voted by ballot." And then they leave.
They have some large rooms. Some people were 200 feet away, but not 200 feet away, but they were 20 feet away from some machines and 200 feet away from others. So they weren't 200 feet away from just like standing back there with a goat pen.
This is a horrible thing, and we have tens of thousands of that happening. This is a horrible thing. They gave Biden a lot of votes that he would never have gotten. This is not a candidate that could get 80 million votes. This is just not a candidate. This is not a candidate that beat Barack Hussein Obama with the black voter. Okay? This is not a candidate that beat Obama with the black voter. This is not a candidate that beat...
Well, that is incredibly racist.
Hillary Clinton to a pulp. It just doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way at all. He didn't beat Hillary Clinton to a pulp.
But when you...
Was he a better candidate than Hillary? Yes. Was the fact that he's running against you and people now know how bad of a president you are help him? Yes, definitely.
You look at the number, when you look at the data, and when you look at the things we have affidavits from hundreds and hundreds of people. This election was a...
We have a David right in the room. Hey, David.
Rigged election. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A very fired up President Trump engaging with reporters after the tradition. Thanksgiving calls to American service members overseas. The president complaining of massive fraud in the 2020 election, but acknowledging for his supporters, quote, time isn't on our side. The president not wanting to talk about a possible 2024 campaign for the White House.
Caitlin chased him away. That's who chased him away the very first time I used "I hate this house." And Caitlin was on the CNN today talking about what was going on at the White House before this conference, and her hair, perfect, always perfect. Yeah, that gives me hope. Nothing gives me more hope than Caitlin Collins' hair. Someone just texted me. Make sure that that's not something important. It is not. All right, kids. All right, I got to figure out what movie. Actually, I just started John Wick. So I might watch that. I got other things to do too. I got to edit the video, and this is my day to kind of catch up on tasks. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Gonna order me some shoes. I got these shoes at the Costco, and now they're $5 off. Got these Adidas. When we were kids, we used to say that it stood for all day I dream about sex. So I'm going to go order myself a couple pairs of Costco shoes. Here's my philosophy on life. If you find a pair of shoes that are comfortable and a good price, and you're like, I can walk around in these, go get yourself the other sizes, everything else in your size that you can find at the place at the good price. Because it'll go away, and the next time you're shopping for shoes, I'm like, I don't know if this works. And just find yourself a comfortable pair. Get several pairs of the comfortable pair of shoes. Put them up in a closet. That's my philosophy in life. So I'm going to order those from the Costco. Anybody else got big Thanksgiving plans besides me? Besides ordering cheap shoes from Costco? Jeans, shirts. Yeah, Mr. Hoach is right. If you can find a good deal on something, and it's something, I don't know about shirts, because then you got like 5 of the same shirt, but you know what? Why not? If you find something comfortable that you're good with, why the hell not? Yet your feet, it's like skiing. If your boots aren't comfortable in skiing, you're not having a good time. Everything else, your skis can kind of suck or whatever. The poles are a little bit bent or whatever. That's not a big deal. But the feets, if your feet are not happy, you're not happy. Feet aus ist schön. Leslie's doing the dishes. That's big. That is big Thanksgiving. You wouldn't walk a mile in Trump shoes. Yeah, because they're like size 2. They are just, they got the kitten heels on At Random's going to a restaurant to pick up my single-serving meal shortly. That's my plan. What are you getting at Random? Lizzie's going to eat an entire pumpkin pie by herself. I was at a grocery store earlier today because I needed to pick up some Drano. Turns out there's a Drano shortage. I went to 2 different grocery stores. They're like, yeah, no, we haven't had anything like that in a while. But don't know. I guess it cures the COVID for the megas. Or maybe that explains why we've got 230,000 dead Americans. I don't know. There's a number of different ways to look at that. So maybe we'll do that at some point. Maybe we'll organize. Well, I'll check out that the movie watching thing on the Twitch, and then we can all get Twitch accounts. So in the meantime, your homework is to create yourself a Twitch account, and you can also use it to swear instead of having to be. Let me go to the real chat here so I can see what you guys are saying. Oh my God, you guys are so far behind. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. Take out, probably eat on my sofa like every meal. That's at Random. Rich Max says happy Thanksgiving to JoJo. Lazy says done and done. Yeah, you've already got it. Is Trevor Noah off this week? Usually, yeah. They typically take this week off. But I would love it if we could get like ourselves a channel where we could watch things. Since, like, for example, we all have access to YouTube. There's no reason that YouTube would block YouTube videos. They're videos from YouTube, and if you're watching them on YouTube, you have access to them. YouTube's free anyway. So I don't know. I mean, if we could watch like a Seth Meyers video or something like that, because I love his a closer look. There, see? Happy Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving assholes. Happy fucking Thanksgiving assholes. A Russian model. Okay, is that a movie? Or that's what you're doing later. Oh, very good. Very good, Harvey Davis. Congratulations. Yeah. So I am going to call Verizon. Caton Collins is one tough reporter. She intimidates Trump. He folds like a bully. Like a bully they is. Yeah, Miss Maradona. Very sad. If you missed it, Diego Maradona, one of the voted the soccer player of the century, passed away yesterday. 60 years old. And one of the few soccer players that one of those players on a field where you look at that guy and you think he's like his dad playing with his kids. That's how dominant he was in games. So yeah, just a phenomenal talent, and he will be missed. But thankful that all of us are still here, especially this year. Thankful that we're all alive. Did anybody see Babe? Didn't she have the Cove the last time? Is Babe in the room? It's not Canadian Thanksgiving, so she's probably not even. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know that it's Thursday in Canada. They do metric days. You have 10 days now. It's so confusing. I guess we'll let you go for now. And I'm going to order my Costco shoes. Does anybody else want to watch me order my Costco shoes? Here, yeah, I'll bring it over, and you guys can order my Costco shoes with me. I'm kidding. We're not going to order Costco shoes together. Maybe in the morning. Maybe when we have Covfefe. And I'm thankful for you, Lizzie. Babe tested negative. Okay, she's drunk. Yeah, I know, Dr. Howard, you were negative so far. Keep to yourself, please, Dr. Howard. Use that hand sanitizer. It's Friday here. Where are you now, DB? Where's Friday? Are you in Australia? That's Christmas. New Zealand? By the way, New Zealand beat the virus. How many cases in New Zealand here? Allison, negative. Excellent. Oh, good. Okay, good. Hold on. I want to check out the... we'll just do it over here. We'll make that small. We'll make this smaller. Come on. And we'll go to world. Okay, let's take a look at how New Zealand is doing yesterday. And we'll search for Zealand. Total new cases. New Zealand had 8 cases yesterday. 8 cases out of 619,000 on the planet. Let's get rid of that. We'll go back. We had 183,000 cases. Here's what's going to happen, by the way. This is what's going to happen over the next few days. Everyone will say, like, well, what's going to happen is the coronavirus numbers are going to go down. So it was 183,000 yesterday. Today it'll be minuscule because people aren't working. People are taking the weekend off. Many county health departments don't have the people there that would report the figures. So for a few days, it's going to go down. And people are going to see, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving didn't do anything. Everybody is dumb because did we figure out Scotland? Oh yeah, that's right. You're already, it's 4:31 here. Okay, yeah, you're correct. It is Friday. Go for it. Everyone's going to say, like, see, it was much to do about nothing. It's a big hoax. And then they're going to skyrocket because all those places that didn't report are going to open up and report the backlog. People are going to go in for tests. The other thing that is part of that as well is not only are people off, but there's no tests available. People used up all the testing equipment and everything in areas before Thanksgiving because I want to get tested to make sure I'm going to be okay to see my family. I just came home from college. I just flew here. I just did whatever. I need to get tested. So I know in the Los Angeles area, there were very few tests available. So there's going to be a backlog of that. So we're going to see it kind of lull down for a week or so, and then it's going to skyrocket, and then it's going to come down a little bit. But then we'll see everybody who caught it in Thanksgiving kick in. So it'll be like a little bit, it'll be a ramp down and then shoot up and then level and then right back up again. At Random predicted the pre-Thanksgiving test orders 2 months ago. Good for you. We'll have the same thing around Christmas as well. Hawaii had 120 cases today. That's a lot for Hawaii. That's no good. Let's check out the USA. Let's see what we had in the USA. Sort by new cases. Illinois, 12,000 new cases. No, hold on. That's today. Texas, 14,000. California, new record, 13,000. Florida, let's sort by cases so we can go down the list and scorn people. Illinois, 11,000. Ohio, 10,000. Florida, 8,000. Pennsylvania, 7,000. Minnesota, 6,000. New York. And then we're going to do this. We're going to do... we can't do new cases by population, so we can't really look at what's really, really bad. Texas and California have way more people. Illinois, way more people than, say, Montana. But Montana may be a worse spot to be in right now. South Dakota certainly is. And these do not have the... These do not have... American Samoa had no cases yesterday. Good job, American Samoa. They've had, I think, 3 cases overall on American Samoa. It's a good place to be. Northern Mariana Islands as well. We could move there. If you're American, you can move there right now. 104 cases total and 2 deaths. Interesting. They've got a stat here for Wuhan repatriated. 3 people with coronavirus cases from Wuhan repatriated. Not sure exactly what that means. And I can't click on it, and there's no projections. I'm not really sure where that number comes from. But the Grand Princess and the Diamond Princess both have their own categories. Antarctica, the stats on Antarctica are not available until the virus mutates. Okay, in Ireland, we don't have Thanksgiving, but we have Black Friday, an import from the U.S. That is true. And you also have Black Irish. So... Okay, there's a story of my friend Angela, her little daughter Parker. They were once in class or something like that, and is really quite white. Looks like Kristen Stewart, if you know who Kristen Stewart is from the vampire movies. And the sister, or the teacher was talking about African Americans in America and stuff like that. And said something about black people, blah, blah, blah. And does anybody have any close friends or family that are black? And she raised her hand. She says, I'm black. You're not black. She heard at one point her mother was Black Irish, is what it was. So she thought that she was a Black Irish person. When she was, I just guess first grade, second grade, something like that. It's cute. It's not cute now that she's 38. Now Kevin says what? I don't know. No, it's always out of context. Careful. No, but there's Black Irish. I might be black. I'm Irish. I don't know. I don't even know the difference. I tried to cancel the deliveries, but they couldn't understand simple logic. I don't even know what you're talking about. You guys have your own thing going on in the chat room. Probably nobody's listening to me, so I'm going to let you go. I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for all of you out there who watch and don't go into the chat room. I'd love to interact with you as well, but nobody has to chat. Mostly, like a quarter Irish. I don't know. I'm thankful that we have the opportunity to do this, and I'm very, very thankful to those of you who are who are patrons of mine and help support me either by PayPal or Venmo, or go to kevinleefather.com, and that's what enables this to keep going. So good job, Noel. Very nice. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay. So yeah, something about a racehorse called Kildare. Oh, sure. So everybody who's Irish, enjoy your Black Friday. Everybody else, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Everybody who's not in the United States, enjoy your Thursday, Friday. You guys have a good one, and we will see you, I'm guessing, tomorrow.
Kevin, thanks for that.